normal things. I don't know if we've ever played board games, but I mean, I know we go bowling a lot.
You know what? Forget the intro tonight because this is too wild to wait on. Drake is about to try something crazy. He's planning to shake up the entire music world in real time. After 488 long days, here comes the rematch. Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, round 2. This isn't just another track drop. This is Drake putting his whole reputation on the line, and the energy around it is already insane. Fans are watching like it's a heavyweight fight, waiting to see if Drake's about to land a knockout or trip over his own shoes in front of the entire world. And let's be real, those so-called Drake gremlins that float around OVO have been stirring the pot non-stop. Rumors say they've been scheming, and people are whispering that the cupcake Karen has been busy in the kitchen, whipping up something nasty with this rollout. It's giving sneak attack vibes, but also desperate vibes at the same time. This could be one of the biggest nights in rap history, or one of the ugliest L's since that messy Family Matters moment. Here's the kicker. Tonight's also when episode 3 of Lori's Iceman series drops. And you already know that means 2 things. First, a live stream meltdown is almost guaranteed. Something as cringe and hilarious as that awkward Pinocchio chase clip. But the bigger bombshell? Drake is also expected to drop a new song alongside it. And word on the street is, he's been way too loose-lipped about it. Apparently, Drake either played the record for people or just bragged about it so much that details are leaking everywhere. And the leaks claim this track is supposed to be Drake's red button, the nuclear weapon that wipes out the competition. His camp is hyping it up like it's going to destroy the whole industry. But the way they're talking about it, it sounds reckless, desperate, and totally disconnected from reality. Word on the street is, this track ain't just another half-baked single forced onto playlists. Nah, this one's supposed to be a diss record straight out the gate. And if there's one thing Drake's loyal fan base can still rally around, it's their obsession with tearing down Kendrick Lamar. They can't stand him. They blame him for wrecking every little thing they once enjoyed about Drake's reign. And now they're itching for a chance to see Drizzy clap back loud and messy. But here's where it gets even wilder. Insiders are saying this song will feature the most bars we've heard from Drake since Family Matters, maybe even more. And the target list? Oh, it's long. Not just Kendrick, but also Whitney, Dave Free, and anyone else Drake has been low-key obsessed with. He's lining them all up like dominoes, and fans are already bracing themselves to see who gets knocked over first. Now here's the real kicker. We already know the track's title, and let's be honest, it's giving desperate and generic. For an artist supposedly trying to prove he's not the most cookie-cutter rapper in the game, Drake picked a title so bland it almost feels like parody. His Iceman series of songs seems to be following some weird pattern straight out of a high school grammar lesson, running through the 5 W's. It started with "What did I miss?" Then rolled into "Which one?" And let's be real, which doesn't even count as a W. And now, the brand new diss is reportedly titled, "Who Was It?" Seriously, that's the best they came up with? It feels less like a career-saving anthem and more like a late-night essay assignment. Judging by everything we already know, this track is looking like a full crash-out. Reckless energy, wild accusations, and a whole lot of delusion baked into the bars. And to lock it in, yeah, the word on the street is loud and clear from every corner of the game. Inside Drake's camp, the OVO gremlins are hyping this up like it's the second coming of Ether. They keep swearing this is the one, the track that finally exposes something huge, the so-called red button moment fans have been waiting for after 488 days of silence. They're pushing the narrative heavy, like Drake's about to drop the bomb that ends it all. But step outside that echo chamber, beyond the OVO loser gremlin convention, and the vibe shifts quick. People in the industry who caught wind of this record are saying Drake is leaning back on old promises, like that post he made over a year ago where he bragged he'd win Game 2. And if that's the direction he's really going in, he doesn't realize the storm he's walking into? Folks are literally saying, how many times do we gotta tell you, old man, because it feels like Drake still doesn't get it. To make it more real, we've actually heard pieces of the beat before. It slipped at the end of Iceman 2, right after Drake's awkward Pinocchio run scene and his strange elevator cameo. The beat? Dark, moody, built for bars, clearly crafted to sound intimidating. But instead of sparking fear, it's got people waiting to see if Drake's pen can even keep up with the energy the instrumental demands. And that's the kicker. Behind the scenes, his writer's room is rumored to be under crazy pressure. People are saying it looks like they're on the verge of striking with how badly Drake's been working them, scrambling to pull together a single solid angle against Kendrick Lamar. At this point, the desperation is showing louder than the music itself. So here we are again. Drake teasing this so-called red button, hyping it up like the world is about to end, when in reality, what does he honestly think he's about to pull off? Episode 3 of Iceman is dropping, and OVO stans are running around acting like Family Matters is about to shake the earth again. But when you strip away the smoke, all you see is a fan base stuck deep in denial, refusing to accept the truth of what went down the first time. Let's be real. There's a word for repeating the same play over and over, expecting a different result, and that word is insanity. Drake and his writing crew look like they're locked in a hamster wheel, desperate to spin this into another gotcha moment, when the script has already played out once before. And here's the hilarious twist. This move opens the door for Kendrick to pull the same exact stunt he did last May. Imagine Drake dropping this career-saving diss, only for Kendrick to stomp it flat with a fresh release of his own right on schedule. That would be pure deja vu, and a brutal reminder that Kendrick's power in this game is levels above Drake's, untouchable on the highest tier possible. But here's the catch. OVO's entire strategy is built on hype, not substance. They're banking on Drake rapping in some messy, try-hard way just to irritate people and spark chatter. That's the big plan. After all this buildup, all this noise, the red button is really just Drake scrambling to annoy his way back into the spotlight and sitting dead center in all this chaos? Kendrick Lamar, of course. Drake is once again stuck in that old man yelling at the cloud meme come to life. Beyond the music, beyond the so-called beef, what Drake is cooking up here could end up doing way more damage than good for his career, his image, and every single thing he's been chasing for the past year. Let's actually break this down for a second. And hey, if you're one of those Drake stans still watching this, try to follow along, because even I can't make sense of it. If Drake really drops this rumored diss track on Kendrick Lamar, here's what happens. He'll be making history, but in the worst way possible. He'd become the first rapper to file a lawsuit over a diss track, only to turn around and release another diss track aimed at the same guy he dragged into court. Like, does he even hear himself? That's why this whole saga feels like one giant contradiction wrapped in chaos. Drake's already been dealing with heavy rejection from the rap world, and this latest move just makes him look even more cooked than before. Think about it. If he drops this diss, he doesn't just risk wrecking his legacy again. He also risks messing up the one thing he's been obsessed with for a year straight, his Karen quest, with the Not Like Us case. It's wild. He's contradicting his own contradictions, doubling back on the same messy paths, and starting up another beef that's bound to end in, yep, even more contradictions. The whole thing feels less like a master plan and more like watching a train circle the same broken tracks over and over until it derails again. Doesn't this make it crystal clear that Drake has no real strategy left? He's running around like someone throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping at least one noodle sticks. Every move looks more desperate than the last, and it's obvious he's scrambling for relevance any way he can grab it. Here's the kicker. Drake's latest play is to fully embrace Iceman as a Kendrick Lamar concept album. Yep, the whole thing is basically him admitting this record is about one thing: trying to force a round 2 with Kendrick and rewrite the outcome of a battle he swears was rigged against him. That's not just risky, it's embarrassing. Instead of chasing original songs or crafting a genuine hit like an actual artist would, he's latching onto beef as his only lifeline. And the irony? For years, Drake stans accused Kendrick of being the one clout chasing, the one milking controversy to stay relevant. But now, it's Drake himself who's leaning on that exact same playbook. He's the one turning into the clout chaser, dragging out this feud for attention. Because without Kendrick's name in his mouth, what else would we even be talking about? Even J. Cole's words hit harder now. If Drake wasn't dissing, we wouldn't be discussing him. That line has never felt truer. Drake knows deep down that if he doesn't pull this red button stunt again, nobody would be tuned into him right now. And that's the sad reality. His buzz is completely dependent on Kendrick Lamar's shadow. If this was just another throwaway track dropping with Iceman Episode 3, we'd clown it, laugh at the weak bars, and watch it slide right off the charts the way Which One already did. But now, Drake's managed to pull the spotlight back on himself, whether he can handle the heat or not. And that's the part he doesn't seem to grasp. This isn't just about losing a rap battle fair and square to Kendrick. If he really tries to spark a round 2 tonight, he's opening a box he will never be able to close for the rest of his career. Let's not forget, Kendrick already showed the world what he's built from. His pen, his energy, his precision. It's a level Drake just can't match. And if Drake's cupcake Karen persona, the one who pretends he's a rap battle scholar while really just filing paperwork, thinks this is the smart play for Iceman 3, then all I can say is, good luck, loser law, you'll need it. Because even if he stacks up a whole army of writers, even if he gathers every Karen on his team to engineer the so-called best track of his career, he's still walking into a slaughter. Against Kendrick, it doesn't matter how many schemes you cook up. He's just outclassed. Kendrick is everything Drake wishes he could be as an artist, a competitor, and a cultural force. And on Drake's best day, with all the backup in the world, he still ends up falling short, trapped by his own missteps, with every shot he takes ricocheting right back at him. Because here's the truth, no matter what Drake drops in Iceman 3, he's already boxed himself into a corner. If the record flops, it proves what everyone's been saying. His run is cooked, his pen is weak, and he can't survive without hype gimmicks. But if the record actually hits, then he just reignites a war with Kendrick, a man who's proven he can dismantle him with a single verse. Either way, Drake loses. This is a trap he set for himself. And let's not ignore the energy Kendrick brings into all of this. Drake's whole rollout feels forced, like he's clawing for attention, while Kendrick moves in silence and strikes when it matters. That's the difference. Drake's making noise, Kendrick's making history, and fans see it clear as day. One looks desperate, the other looks untouchable. Behind the scenes, the whispers are ugly. People in the industry are saying Drake's writers are drained, OVO's panicking, and his team is betting everything on a track title as bland as, "Who was it?" Imagine staking your entire career legacy on a diss that sounds like the title of a bad crime documentary. That's the position Drake put himself in. High risk, no real reward. At this point, even if he somehow stirs up a gotcha moment, Kendrick doesn't even need to lift a finger. He already buried him once. And doing it again would only widen the gap. Drake's problem isn't just Kendrick Lamar, it's himself. He's built a career off contradictions, shortcuts, and borrowed hype, and now the bill is finally due. Word on the street is Kendrick already sent his warning shots, shots that seemed to reference Jazz Prince and even hinted at Takeoff's death. That was the line in the sand. And guess what? Jay Prince has been ghost silent ever since. Fans are saying Kendrick made it crystal clear, "Don't let it get shaky. I'll park your son so he knows what timing I'm on." That's the kind of warning you don't play with, and people are running with it. One fan flat out said, "Prince knows he can't mess with the West Coast. He knows he better watch his mouth because this is the wild, wild West and we don't give a damn." That's heavy energy, and it shows why Jay Prince backed off so quick. The silence isn't random, it's survival. He knows Kendrick's not bluffing, and exposing his family could be the one move that ends everything. So now the question hangs in the air. Did Jay Prince abandon Drake because he's scared of what Kendrick might reveal? Or is this just strategy waiting in the shadows while the beef explodes? Either way, the dynamic has shifted. Drake looks exposed, Jay Prince looks cornered, and Kendrick's control over this narrative feels untouchable. But I'll leave it to you. What's your take on this Jay Prince situation? Do you think he really walked away from Drake out of fear? Or is there something else going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe to stay locked in, and share this with your people. We'll see you on the next one. Because here's the cold truth. If Drake really tries to run this play again, Kendrick will just flip it back 10 times worse. Not only will he crush the diss, He'll probably make us dance to it in the process and turn it into one of the next biggest rap records we've ever seen. That's the danger Drake keeps walking into. Kendrick doesn't just win battles, he turns them into cultural moments that live forever. So Drake, you better remember exactly what you're getting into. Remember how it ended for you the last time you thought you had the upper hand, only for Kendrick to snatch it away and rewrite the narrative completely. History has a funny way of repeating itself, and if you're gonna gamble on recreating it, don't forget, you didn't walk away a winner the first time. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think Drake really has up his sleeve? What stunt do you think he's about to pull tonight? And what kind of games is he trying to play with the industry and with Kendrick? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this whole thing feels like we're on the edge of another wild moment in rap history. If you made it this far into the video, you already know I can't wait to hear your takes. At the very least, whatever Drake drops is gonna give us something hilarious to react to. So stick around, keep supporting the channel, and don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video so more people can join the conversation. And hey, if you need more proof of Drake's messy rollout, check out the suggested video where we break down his awkward interview with Bobby Althoff, the one that looked like a failed PR stunt leading straight into the L he's about to take again. See you on the next one.